later, but here we finally have the reboot of my top 3 favorite metal albums from. I started this series like over a year ago, and shit just came in between with the copyright strike. It made me all paranoid. I reorganized a bunch of my videos and I just didn't do this anymore. I kept doing metal videos, but I didn't talk about the music enough, so I really wanted to bring back this series, which I was really excited for, and I had many bands plans for this. So today I am bringing this series back, and we'll be looking at one of my top 3 favorite metal bands ever, Amorphis. Can you believe how old this first video is? Over a year old. I still have my shitty intro back then. This new intro is awesome. So Amorphis is one of the bands, like there's 5 to 10 bands approximately that I have instantly in my head for this series, that I wanted to do, that I wanted to discuss, that I knew I wanted to talk about. Amorphis was definitely one of those bands. And Amorphis is a great band to talk about. It's one of my top 3 favorite metal bands for a reason. It is one of the most diverse bands ever, from album to album. The way the music changes, it's incredible. Now, an example like Amorphis, when you take Far From The Sun, Tuonela, Elegy, Privilege of Evil, and then even back to Circle, all of these albums are so incredibly different. There's hard to find any real similarities in between them, and that's why I love Amorphis so much. And there's so much Amorphis these days, and to instantly get into my top 3 right now, I'll start with number 3 obviously, and this is like this bittersweet kind of thing because I fucking love this album, but this album started a trend I really hated from Amorphis. Now the album of my top 3, my number 3 favorite Amorphis album is Skyforger. I absolutely love Skyforger. This album is absolutely perfect. The biggest downfall, the biggest downside of this album is that it started this trend that created, let's say you had Circle, then you had, where is it? The Beginning of Times, and even Under the Red Cloud. All of these albums are so similar. I feel Skyforger was an amazing album, but it was such a commercial success. I would say like it pleased such a broad audience that Amorphis got stuck in this rut where they created something so good and they just can't let go anymore. And I hate that. Skyforger, holy shit, these songs on there, when they started with Silver Bright, for example, From the Heaven of My Heart, I love how this album incorporated the slow shit Amorphis used to do and boosted it with the speed, melodic shit they started out with before. When you have like Sky Is Mine, Sky Is Mine is such an amazing song. Then you have like Highest Star, Skyforger, From the Earth I Rose, God Like Machine Goes. This album is absolutely perfect in my eyes. Now why is it only 3rd place? Like I said, because it started a style of Amorphis that I'm not too fond of, and that they are still stuck up today with Under the Red Cloud. They can't just seem to let go of this style. Of course, I still love it, and even the newest albums, I still love them. I feel Under the Red Cloud is finally taking back some of that more rougher sound, but everything before, like I said, Circle and The Beginning of Times, all that stuff started this really melodic trend that I love. But from album to album, they're not changing anything up anymore. And one of my favorite periods was when Pasi Koskinen used to do the lyrics. the vocals, for example with AM Universe. I absolutely love this album. Now, Tommy Hudson is great, and I love what he can do. But Bossy Koskinen for me is like my favorite Amorphis era. I don't know, his voice, when he normally sings, it just sounds so unique. And Tommy Hudson, even though his voice is incredible and he can do the growling and he can do all this shit, when he sings normally it sounds kinda, I almost want to say plain. It's not the right word, but that comes closest to it. And Bossy Koskinen, when he sings normal, he has this gritty, raspy voice, and I absolutely love that. And AM Universe has such a melancholic atmosphere. These songs on there are just so, it's such jazzy, you have jazzy songs like Veil of Sin, absolutely amazing song. But then you have the more rhythmic songs where with a higher beat you have like Alone, Gods of the Sad Man, Night is Over. The guitars make these old school Amorphis albums so great, and that is something they lost over time, this really gritty sound, and that is why I love the old school Amorphis so much.
It wasn't your child that I was hurting, and I turned my back to the world. I don't care. What can I say if I see you all as that? And I turned my back to the world. I don't care. What can I say if I see you all as it? Under the dying sun it comes, feeding fear, but I have run. I know that mushroom cloud won't come where it is.
But my all-time favorite Amorphis album, and we'll go further back still, which is the obvious step, because like I said, I loved AM Universe so much because it was more gritty than, for example, Skyforger, and the newer stuff is more gritty. So my all-time favorite perfect Amorphis album, and not just that, one of my all-time favorite metal albums in general ever, Tales from a Thousand Lakes. Tales from the Thousand Lakes is absolutely fucking goddamn perfect. Now once again you had Tommy Hudson, Bossy Koskinen, and now we go to Tommy Koivisari, and his voice is so good. His growling is absolutely perfect. He can do shit with his voice, and I still don't know how he does it. The tones he reaches and the notes he keeps up with. But this album is so fucking dark. I love everything. The lyrics are absolutely beautiful, perfect. The growling, like I said, is one of my favorite parts of this album, and obviously of Tommy Koivisari's talents in this album. You have the Black Winter Day, which is obviously one of the most famous songs on here. Black Winter Day, Drowned Maid. One of my all-time favorite songs ever. Moon and Sun Part 2. Moon and Sun Part 2, North Sun, is fucking perfection in musical form. When it comes to the music, the instrument, the lyrics, the vocals, absolutely everything. Tales from a Thousand Lakes also has one of my all-time favorite openings from anything ever in the fucking goddamn world, which is Thousand Lakes. The piano in this is holy shit. This album has the melodic aspect that you find a lot in the newer Amorphis, but it keeps the gritty shit from the old school kind of stuff. Like what they did with AM Universe, even from Privilege of Evil, you feel that in here. It is so really dark, and that just makes this a fucking perfect album. And I love that at one point Amorphis made Magic and Mayhem, which is a reference to Magic and Mayhem on here. And that was such a perfect song. And one of the main things I liked about Magic and Mayhem is that they took a lot of the old songs Magic and Mayhem, even Vocal Necrology, Into Hiding, Black Winter Day, even Exiles of the Sons of Yusliu, Drowned Maid, Against Weathers. They took a lot of songs from Tales from a Thousand Lakes and they redid them, so basically you got to see what Tomei Yutsun is capable of, and this makes me so sad to see Skyforger, Under Red Cloud, Circle, all that shit, because Tomei Yutsun is capable of that which made Amorphis so great in the beginning. Check out that logo, the old school logo. I fucking love that. So we know, because of Magic and Mayhem, that Tomei Yutsun is capable of doing this old school shit that Tomi Kovisari was doing, even with the vocals and everything, but they're just not, I feel like they're not taking any risks anymore. And you don't need to read the perfection that to me was Tales from a Thousand Lakes, but come on Amorphis, it's been 3 albums by now, you gotta do something new again. They're on the right path with Under Red Cloud. But man, I miss like that M-Universe. What else was good old school like Tuonela. And even shit still like holy shit, the Carillion Isthmus. This shit was so really gritty dark, and I feel with each new successive album Amorphis is getting less and less gritty and less dark, and it makes me a bit sad because like I said, I still love him. Every album is still perfection so far. They've never disappointed me. But when they used to experiment with shit, when you had like, this is the weirdest album ever for me for Amorphis. You have Far From the Sun, which is so experimental. And then you have shit where they came from, like I said, with M-Universe. But then they don't try anything new anymore, and they're stuck in this pattern that they really need to get out of. So there you go. My top 3 favorite Amorphis albums. We have Skyforger, M-Universe, Tales from a Thousand Lakes. Tell me if you listen to Amorphis, what are your favorite albums and why? I hope with some of the songs I let you guys listen to, maybe it convinced you to dig a bit into it. These 3 albums are from 3 completely different periods in Amorphis time. When you have this shit like Eclipse and everything, Eclipse and Silent Waters, and then you have the more Skyforger, the melodical stuff, and then like the really old school like Carillion Isthmus and Tales from a Thousand Lakes. That is why I love Amorphis. There is something for absolutely everyone in this band. So I hope I was able to convince some of you to check Amorphis out, if you hadn't already. As you might have noticed, I used music again in this video. I want to try and keep doing that. The Cradle of Filth video, the first one, was only blocked in Germany. I think if a video is blocked in one country, I don't mind. If I don't get money for it, you know, these videos make like what, 100, 200 views, like some of my videos, 1,000 is decent for my videos. So it's not like I'm missing the cash. I don't do this for the cash. So if another company wants the money I would make of these videos, I don't care if that allows for me to make these videos. That's all I want to do. Talk about metal. Talk about things I love. Like I said, check these guys out and stay real.